Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. It's me, Dablock, rocking with my dude Thili all day. What up?
Oh, just chilling, dog.
All right.
Road
dog, chilling, all right. We are here for another episode of Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock. What's good? Where we go over the world of combat sports, including but not limited to WWE, NXT, and UFC. So,
yes, sir.
Oh man, how was your week?
It was good. I do want to say at the jump because when we last talked, it wasn't confirmed yet. But rest in peace, Shad Gaspard.
Oh,
big time rest in peace, Shad Gaspard. That was an awful story. And like just for the wrestling world, there's plenty of awful stories going on in the world right now, for sure. But for the beat that we cover, as it were, that was a big one.
Definite.
Poor dude, poor family. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, for those of you who don't know, Shad Gaspard was a part of Crime Time.
Yes, sir. Yes,
he was the big man of the group. You know what I mean? It was.
And he was a damn good big man. He was great muscle.
Yeah, I want to say it's like the Street Profits before the Street Profits.
It totally is. Totally is.
You know what I mean? Like they came out there. They had lots of energy. They had, you know what I mean? They had the gusto.
Yep, lots of energy, dripping with swagger. They stole the show whenever they're on screen. For a little while they worked with Cena as CTC, Cena Crime Time.
Yep.
And yeah, that was it was again very very sad story last week, but it's also done a thing where it kind of brought a lot of people out in the wrestling industry together and talking about him and doing a lot of good for his family. They raised a lot of money for Shad's family.
That's good.
WWE also put out like a shirt that was specifically sold, just all the profits going strictly to Shad's family as well. So everyone seems to be kind of doing the right thing there. Also, sad in the last week, rest in peace, Hana Kimura.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Hana Kimura was a fantastic Japanese female wrestler. She's very young. She took her own life last week, and yeah, a very 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 sad story. She was awesome. That's why anybody who wasn't aware, that's why Sasha was wearing that black armband on SmackDown last week, where she said Hannah on it.
Okay.
That was for her. They were friends. She was very very close friends with Kairi Sane. Her and Kairi worked together a lot in Japan, yeah, it's one of those things where it's also one of those things where that's also why they brought up, on NXT, why Moro brought up cyberbullying and stuff like that. She was really really brutalized on Twitter for a couple days leading up to her suicide.
See, I want to talk about cyberbullying for a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I've been asked to speak on the whole current events of things on my platforms, because there are people who I didn't even realize are listening to what we're talking about. So, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's my job now, as some of you might not know by my voice, black man, to...
Wait, what?
I said, as some of you might not know by my voice, as a black man...
You're a what?
Yeah, bro. I mean, sorry to break it to you this way, but it happens.
Holy shit.
Yeah, bro. So,
I had no idea.
We can work together, you know what I mean, to overcome some of these complications. Oh. And, like, right now, me and my boy Thili, he's just pulling my leg right now. You know what I mean? Making me 6'4" instead of 6'3". But, but truthfully, we need to establish, like, support systems for people, because... You know what? Everybody needs somebody to turn to. And if you never know what listening to someone for a couple of minutes does for their day, does for their life, does for their well-being. So, you know what I mean? If you have a friend that isn't as chipper as they usually are, or you see someone that is down in the dumps and you can say a polite word to them to bring them out of it, do so. You know what I mean? It's almost your obligation, because the world is a scary place on your own. And to see, like, even before the pandemic, the world was a scary place. Now we got a pandemic, we got rioting and looting, we got like global worldwide socioeconomic discrepancies that will not be changed until we actually say, okay, this is the problem. A, this is how to fix the problem. B, this is what we're going to do in order to fix that problem. C, if you're going to protest, bring a petition. Bring a petition with you. Get the signatures of the fellow protesters. That will resonate the effective change. Bring those signatures to your heads of state. That will resonate effective change. Destroying everything in your path will get attention, but it might not be the attention you want.
The old saying of no press is bad press is bullshit. The thought of the tearing down it's like a Killer Mike.
Yeah.
Did you see Killer Mike's speech?
Yeah.
In Atlanta, my man. I almost feel like that's all I should really say. Just watch Killer Mike's speech.
And don't try to take away from what the man's saying because his name is Killer Mike.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And also don't. And I mean, this is something I saw. I can't believe I saw people I figured I would see racist people going after Killer Mike for what he said, right? You figure you're gonna see that, but what you don't expect is people saying that he's a sleeper, that he's an agent, that he's people are talking about Killer Mike like he's doing something negative to the movement by saying don't burn down your own home. And I'm like, man, just give the man a second. He's wearing a shirt that says "Kill your masters" right now. The man is not, you know what I mean? The man is not saying don't do what you're doing.
He's just saying, if you're gonna do it with sense, do it with tact.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Intelligently, mobilize.
I'll tell you this.
Group up.
Exactly. I, as one man, have taken on my government, my municipal government, and won. I've taken on the provincial government and won. I've taken on the federal government and won.
Yep. And you know how you did it all of those times? Intelligently.
Intelligently. On paper. We must document
everything.
We must document everything. We must document this and show that it's necessary for change. Sometimes for change to occur, devastation must precede it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You have to try to make good things come out of bad shit.
Yep.
And that's especially true when it's on a massive scale.
Yep.
As much as that's something you need to do in your day-to-day life and in everyday interactions with people. Sorry. Everyday interactions with people and stuff. You really got that's something you got when it's something this global, it's something you got to push. You really got to push the intelligence side of it.
Even when I was talking to my daughter yesterday on both of the podcasts, it was how do you feel about this situation? What do you know about what's going on? How would you change it? Because we got to start talking to the future generations about this stuff. It's almost lost for some of us, but there's still hope.
Yeah, well, because there's so many distractions and so many other things out there. You got to make sure people understand things.
It's true. Let's get into the show now. Sorry for getting all serious. You know what I mean? We started off humorous and shit, then we got all serious. But it's all good. We going back to the show. You know what I mean? We got Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock, episode 48, my guy. It's individual episode 48. I'm sure we're past the year mark. But yeah.
Oh yeah. From when we started it on as a show within a show.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So that's what's up. It's all about evolution. You know what I mean? You're not. Oh man. Speaking of evolution, let's dive right into it. Charlotte Flair, Nia Jackson, Natalia crash Asuka's interview on the KO show.
Yeah, this is a cool little segment. Asuka came out and started a Becky chant, so Asuka is very clearly face now. Along with the title, she handed a face turn.
Hold on a second. I gotta talk about this. Listen,
Yep.
Asuka's face heel turn is starting to confuse the shit out of me because she's been a face at least 3 different times in the course of the last 4 years and a heel as many times.
Oh yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she's like female Big Show.
The flip flop.
Big Show's the flippin'est, floppin'est big man since fucking Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh my god.
That motherfucker went face and heel so many times it's literally impossible to count. Nobody knows how many times it happened.
Bam! Shout out to my dude, Big Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh yeah. Gotta love Bam Bam.
Yeah, man. One of the only 300-pound... Him, Vader, Keith Lee. 300-pounders that can do a fucking moonsault. No, Vader can't do a moonsault.
Hugh Morris.
Yes.
That's who you're thinking of. It wasn't Vader, yeah.
It was Hugh Morris, yeah. Vader was just the Vader bomb. That was just the bunting up and then letting his arms out, yeah.
Yeah, he was still flying ass big man, Big Van Vader was, but not as much as the other boys.
Yeah, no.
He paved the way for high-flying big men.
Fuck, I forgot about Ivar.
Oh, yeah, Ivar's a savage, too.
Ivar's a flyer, too, still. Biggie, yeah. But not...
Undertaker.
Yeah, and he's 320.
Yeah, and he would do the, catwalk on the ropes and all that mad shit.
The flying over top of it to get... Oh, man. The flying crucifix, I think they call it. If they don't call it the flying crucifix, they need to call it that now.
Yeah, I take it back. Big men can fly more than little men. I think.
Some of them.
I think there's a few lazy fat fucks who don't do moonsaults.
Yep.
No, that list just turned me around on the whole thing.
Bro, listen, I almost gave up on doing a backflip, and then I saw Keith Lee do that fucking moonsault. I was just like, that dude's got like 60 pounds on me. Keith Lee. I even have a track. I have a line in a track where I say, "You for say my name in unison like Keith Lee." Oh man, like I have a Mia Yim bar followed up by a Keith Lee bar.
Atta boy.
You know what I mean? Gotta shout out the NXT alum or NXT staff and things like that, cause like they're doing some major things. But back to Asuka and her face turn again.
Yes. So she started a Becky chant. And was talking. She's speaking in Japanese to Kevin, and then Kevin would go, "Yeah, no, I agree." Like he's amazing. Kevin's the fucking greatest.
Yo, honestly, I almost got his plates.
Yeah,
I'm torn. It's like, do I get Kofi's because of our cultural similarities, or Kevin's because of our country similarities?
Yeah, and just what a fucking savage he can be on the mic.
Yep.
He's so fucking funny, man. He played that whole segment to perfection. Like, every time she would just go off, she'd say a bunch of shit in Japanese, like, so much. He'd be like, exactly.
Oh, man. Tails, like, honestly, since he came up to fight Cena and won that title, I'm like, yo, this guy is gonna be dangerous. Lo and behold...
When he came up and fucked up Cena while he was still NXT champion.
Yep.
Woo!
Yep.
That is how you fucking introduce somebody from NXT to the fucking masses.
That's how you give them a push.
That's it. Like, that's the way, boy. That was savage. But yeah, to finish this segment, after Asuka came out, then Natty came out, and was, basically came out to apologize to Kevin and his crew for taking down the set last week.
Okay.
Which was kind of funny. But she was playing it like weirdly straight.
Okay.
Like it didn't come off at all like they thought it was a funny segment. And we'll also talk about what happened right after this because I don't think it gets its own segment. But after that, then Charlotte came out. She shit on both of them. Then Nia Jax came out. She shit on everybody. Asuka attacked Nia Jax. And the really good part was when Kevin there. He goes, Asuka, now what you really shouldn't do is hit Nia in the face. And so Asuka goes, whap! And fucking smashes Nia in the face.
Oh, man! The wickedest chop!
It was so good. The fact that KO got involved with that was also great because when Nia first came into the ring, she's getting in the ring, and as she's walking in, Kevin goes, wait, Nia? 1 second. I feel like I see where this is going. And he just walked out of the ring. He just got out of the ring immediately.
Yep.
And she just goes, she's like, yeah, that's a good idea, Kevin.
Yep.
And then he stopped and just stood at ringside, and that's why he instigated Asuka to hit Nia in the face.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good. It was an amazing segment. And right after this, Charlotte went, not Charlotte. Wow, I am fucked.
Wow.
Natalya went to the back and was about to have an interview with Charlie. All of a sudden, she very unconvincingly received a phone call. And she looked down at her phone, she hit it, put it to her ear, and said, hey, TJ? Yeah, no, I know. That's why I apologized to him. No, I know. Yeah, I know it. That's exactly it. And no, that's why I did that. And then goes, okay, well, I can't do this right now, and then hangs up on him. And then walks over to Charlie and says, okay, we can do this. And Charlie says, we're out of time. And that's the end of the segment.
Yeah. Natalia's just getting washed right now. I don't like what they're doing to my Canadian girls. They need more Canadian women.
I don't like it either. But if she's gonna be, if the level of performance she's gonna be putting on is the performance like on the mic, is the performance she gave in that phone call segment. I mean, the girl's gonna get washed.
Yeah.
Because there's literally nobody else on the women's roster that can't talk better than her on the mic at this point.
Yeah, that was never her strong suit.
Sorry, Daddy. Never her strong suit, but she's never been that like stiff and unbelievable before. Like, it was weird. Like, that was a bad segment. And,
I'm not gonna lie, I cringed a bit.
Yeah, beyond her acting, and once again, I love Natty. I fucking love Natty. She's incredible in the ring, and usually she's good on the mic. Beyond her performance in that, though, I don't even understand what the fuck that segment was doing. Like, are they setting up some sort of mental breakdown for her or something?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because here's the way I fix that segment.
All right, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Thili's Foreshadow.
Thili's Foreshadow, or this is just what if somebody had written this already, like if I was working on the writing team and this aired and I saw it, I would immediately go to Vince and be like, there's literally one way we can fix this, and that's Natty has a mental breakdown. She never even received a call there. Like,
alternate avenues with Thili.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you rewrite history there, where that convo that she had with TJ, she never had that convo with TJ because she was just talking to herself. Like, that wasn't even a real phone. Natty's been carrying around, and you reveal that because, like, Natty's phone drops, and it's, like, fucking cardboard or something, and the person who picks it up goes, what the fuck? And that brings everything into question. So now, Natty's a fucking lunatic who's, like, making up phone calls on camera and then bailing on interviews because of it, and, like, can barely speak English anymore. And then she just starts battering bitches backstage, and, like, you don't even see the beatings, but you find people laying down, and when they turn over, they got, like, cat scratches all over their face.
Yo, honestly, I'd watch that, though. I'd watch that.
That's how I tell it to Natty, because I feel like Natty would be upset if I'm just making her insane, But if she's like literally becoming Catwoman, I think Natty goes for it.
Like if she goes from Natalia to the
Selena Kyle.
So, oh man,
Straight up Catwoman. Like she just becomes Catwoman. She's fucking Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman Returns.
Okay.
And she's just crazy and like out for revenge on everybody she thinks wronged her, and she's like dressing up like a cat, and people are like, "What the fuck?" Like they're like dismissive of it when they see her walking around backstage, but then girls start showing up with cat scratches on their faces and fucking unconscious. Come on, son.
Hey man, I'm not arguing with it. I'm the one who gave you the title for your avenue to make that kind of
yeah,
comments.
no, I like it. The come on, son is to Vince. It's to Vince and creative. That's like just do it. Just take it. Take that and do it, because I want to see Natty get fucking weird with it. If she's gonna be stiff, make it a point to be stiff and be weird and fucked up and evil.
Yeah, man. Like,
evil Natty's better than happy Natty anyway. Nice Natty's like okay.
Nice Natty's like too. Like she's just too nice.
She's too nice. She's too nice, and the whole paws out, claws out thing goes away because she ain't got no claws until you make her evil again.
Okay. All right. You ever find something you don't expect to find somewhere you don't expect to find it and be like, hey.
No, whatever it is, don't say it on the air. X-nay.
No, not even saying it. Not even saying it.
Let's I don't want to draw attention to
none of y'all business. None of y'all business.
Who knows?
None of y'all business. That's all. That's all.
Yeah. Could be a loony. Could be a dollar bill. Could be Jimmy Hoffa. Who knows?
Oh man. So speaking of who knew. Who would have knew? And I think this was an interesting move by Vince, because I mean it's not like these aren't both individuals of color and culture, but Apollo Crews defeats Andrade to become the new United States champion.
Yes, sir. I will say, and like first of it's like awesome. Apollo is champ, and like I'm so happy that they're continuing this. But this push started well before this too, which is like, people can't really say that Apollo's winning this championship is token or reactionary, really, because they started this push months ago, And I fucked with it, man. Apollo's killing it. His new finisher, and I say new finisher, this might have been his finisher the whole time, but he hasn't actually won a match with the move in 35 years. So the
Gorilla Press moonsault?
The Gorilla Press into the standing moonsault into the standing sharpshooter. Yes, bitch.
He goes into the sharpshooter?
No, not sharpshooter. Shooting star press.
Shooting star press, yeah.
I thought that's what I said. Did I say
no, you said sharpshooter, bro. My bad. I was like, sharpshooter? He's in the sharpshooter? Oh, shit. Oh. Yeah. No. Wait, does he do the shooting star press?
Sorry, 1 second here. Because I gotta say, shout out to Premium Exotics, because I can barely speak English right now, and I barely smoke half a bowl. So, shout out to my boys at Premium Exotics. Give that boy a call.
Premium Exotics, get that.
Get that hurricane.
You gotta let him. Hold on. You gotta let him know that write this down, at 23:45, you shouted them out.
I will let him know. When I text him to get more of these motherfucking chocolate bars I've been eating.
Oh man,
I'm gonna do that.
That's what's up.
And I'm gonna get us a sponsor.
Yo, one way or another, someone will sponsor us. Shane. Yeah.
Any potential sponsors listening, you hear how much I talk about shit I like for free. If you pay me, I will lie.
You say you pulled out some body heated.
Oh, dog. Give me money. I'll say I like almost anything.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Hold up. So, we need to acquire a drink sponsor, that's for sure, because we be out here talking a lot, getting thirsty and shit. A clothing sponsor because I have sayings and slogans I want to put on some shirts and shit.
I need a weed sponsor.
A weed sponsor, I'll take that. You know what I mean? If you want to sponsor our location, we'll take that too. Fuck.
Yeah, someone want to sponsor me a new apartment. That'd be great.
Yeah, man. I'll do this live from G3. This is live from G3 studio.
I'll fucking go anywhere. I don't give a fuck.
Oh man. Now we're looking still. We're still looking. Oh man. So yeah, we got this now. And this was a little bit not surprising, but you know, kind of out of the blue. The Iconics attacked Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
My girls, my motherfucking girls, the Iconics. They killed it in this segment. Their little faux heat with each other was great at the beginning when they came out, and they both Peyton went to apologize, but then Billie Kay apologized, and they went on to list all the things they did together, and they're like, we grew up together, and we signed our WWE contracts together, and then when they got to the championship thing, they both got together. So good. They're savage, and then they went off on Alexa and Nikki. They're getting those belts back, boy. They're getting those belts back. I love it. They're killing it since they came back too. They're doing real well. Peyton's spinning wheel kick that she hit Alexa with was on point.
You know, they have a reverse magic killer, right?
Yeah. Well, they got what's it called? I don't want to say the fake new name that they can't use because they got sued already.
Already?
FTR. Yeah, sorry. FTR. Not the Revolt. They are FTR. Fear the Revolt. Not the Revolt, because that became a whole fucking thing.
Oh, man.
With some indie wrestlers who are also called the Revolt. But, yeah, they helped train the Iconics. Like, they're the ones who helped them improve so much from when they first got to NXT to where they are now.
Okay. Let's just call them what they are. Top guys
are the biggest proponents of tag team wrestling, both male and female, that have been in the WWE in the last 15 years. They helped Bayley and Sasha. They helped train Beth with Natty for her comeback. They train everybody. Like they just teach everybody so much stuff. So yeah, that's one of the reasons that I love them so much is they remind me of the Revival, like in how good their heel work is. You just they're straight up heels. Yep. There's no waiver room there. They don't pretend to be likable. They don't pretend like they're good people. They just straight up are condescending assholes who will wrestle the fuck out of you.
Duly noted. Speaking of wrestling. Drew McIntyre dropped MVP with a Claymore on the VIP show. You see VIP is not a Claymore kick.
Yeah, that was great. I love that. I love when he goes, you hit me with a Claymore kick. And fucking
Drew's like, it's just called a Claymore. It's obvious it's a kick.
Yeah, he's like, you could pretty much just call it a Claymore. It's pretty obvious it's a kick. So good. So, that was such... You can tell Drew just said that. Like, that was not scripted. Drew just said what he wanted there, and he cut it in there perfectly.
Yeah.
And he caught MVP off guard a little bit, too. MVP, he got verbally jabbed right in the face real quick there for a second, because he literally was like, be that as it, like he said a thing that didn't even matter, and then called it the Claymore kick again because he was trying to go back to his script line. I was like, you just got dragged there, MVP. You got a little bit dragged out. That was funny.
Oh man.
I will say this though. This is somebody mark this time and send it to MVP.
29:34.
I'm starting to appreciate MVP a bit more.
Wow. 29-34, we got to say that because he's had umbrage with MVP for the last several weeks.
Yeah, since he came back, really. Well, not since he came back, but since he came back, retired, and then unretired almost within an hour.
Bro!
That was fucked up. But I will say, the way that he, so when he went backstage, or when he was backstage, I think it was actually right before this segment. He was backstage just sitting there on his phone, doing manager things on his phone, right? And Lana walked up to him and just stared at him for 20 seconds. And then he goes, "Can I help you?" And she says, "We need to talk." He looked her up and down one time and said, "No, we don't."
And then walked away like a boss.
Did. And I was like, all right. That was good. And then this VIP lounge segment happened. And I liked it even more because they actually made it work. They brought logic into this fucking MVP, Lana, Bobby Lashley, love manager triangle thing. Because MVP, the only reason he went after Bobby as a client is because Drew turned him down and Claymored him, and he's been out for revenge since. And once they actually firmed that and were like, "Yo, this is what it is," I was like, "All right, bitch, you got me."
Lana needs to ease up on the bronzer, though.
Oh yeah, I have a theory about that. She wants out. She don't want to be there, man. She has no interest in being at WWE anymore. She just wants to go with her handsome Rusev husband and go wherever he goes. And I don't blame her. Rusev is the goddamn man. I don't know his real name, and he can't be Rusev outside of WWE, but, until he's somewhere else, Rusev. He was the cut that I was hurt by most, other than maybe Nia not getting cut. But he was the cut that I was hurt by most during the COVID cut.
Yeah, man, they cut enough people I didn't expect.
Oh, they cut tons of people. Sarah Logan's gone.
How do you put them in the WrestleMania main event then cut them? Gallows and Anderson gone.
Which I hate. That one actually. That actually might be the one that hurt me most.
That was
tight. I love them, and that was the most shocking too, because it was like, wait, what? Like you're running mad stories with them right now.
Jenny told me.
I know there's mad people that are not on TV for the last 6 weeks that you could have cut instead of the people who were there.
Yep.
No
Way Jose didn't surprise me.
Oh God, no. I was surprised by No Way Jose, and that I was surprised that it hadn't happened years ago, like before he got called up to main roster, even. Because even in NXT, he had a thing for a little while in NXT, but then it was over. Because that siesta gimmick just didn't work, man. It was just too much. All these party people, dressed weird, like Fortnite characters, and conga lines, and I'm like...
That was just Adam Rose all over again.
That's all it was. It's all it was. He was just he's exactly Adam Rose.
All right, moving on.
Fucked up.
We got Angel Garza defeating Kevin Owens.
And I love this match. Angel Garza came out right away during Kevin's entrance and attacked him. They put on a banger of a match. I don't think I've ever seen these two work each other in a singles match before. Oof. they should work more matches.
The ending, though, I don't know how he made that work.
He got Kevin in that wing clipper and held him there for like a minute. That was Angel's deceptively strong.
Yeah, because Kevin is no lightweight.
No, Kevin's big, but like
he's another big boy that flies. But I think he's under I think he's like 285 or something like that.
Yeah. He's definitely under 3. But yeah, like this is a great match. I want to see these two fight more. I think the fact that it ended the way it did will probably push it forward more, like a feud between these two, and I would fucking love that. I'd love to watch these two have like a few months long feud.
Because then you could incorporate the other stable mates and see, you know what I mean, kind of have a bit of a rotation, maybe even get Kevin an interim partner or interim help, but not official help, but like someone they have common ground with, because you don't want him to have to turn heel again to break it up. But you know.
Yeah. I think they would do really interesting things to like escalate each match.
Yeah.
Because Kevin's great with that. You know what I mean? Like Kevin, when he's in a feud with somebody, as the matches go on, shit gets more outrageous and like crazy that he tries to do to try to end it. Like, remember during the feud with Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental title, they had a Intercontinental title match at Extreme Rules, and it was a chairs match. And Kevin, on the outside of the ring, made a fucking massive structure out of like
tables and chairs and fucking
I think it was just chairs. And I think it was like 20 chairs, and like just like them all like unfolded in the position they would be in if you were going to sit in it, but like stacked on top of each other in weird ways, and then he got up on the fucking top of the top rope, and he was gonna like suplex Dean over the fucking corner into it or some shit, and he got launched into it instead. Holy fuck, man! He's great with that shit. I've heard him talk in interviews about how he likes to make his contraptions. Like he literally calls them his contraptions because he just has fun trying to make weird shit within a match.
Oh man!
And trying to find the logic on how to, at the end of it, make something that really there should have been no reason he should have been able to make. You know what I mean? Like he just likes doing weird shit. So I think that would be with him and Angel. I think Angel is probably one of those dudes too who likes to really push it creatively.
Yeah, it definitely was a fast paced match, but it was hard hitting. It was good.
Yeah,
it was good. All right, now we got the Street Profits defeat the Viking Raiders in golf.
Yep. That was. I mean, they didn't beat them in golf. They beat them in mini golf.
I'm just reading what they told me.
No, I know.
Okay.
My beef is with the guy who replaced our boy Anthony. Let's go down with his name. Bobby Meelock still.
Bobby, come on, Bobby.
Hey, WWE, my advice, move Bobby to a different position. Bring back my boy. But the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders got thrown off of the golf course because after several infractions of golf etiquette by both teams, Eric threw a fucking driver as if it was a javelin to try to get it into the hole instead.
Oh my gosh.
Which is just fucking unbelievable. And then when Montez Ford sunk a putt, he reached into the hole and he pulled out one of Montez Ford's cups and handed it to Montez. Montez was like, "I keep a spare everywhere." And then he he reached back into the hole, and when he pulled it out this time, he pulled out a full turkey leg.
Oh my gosh.
Like, cooked, and Ivar was immediately like, yeah, grabbed it and started eating it, and they yelled at him, and then they kicked him off the fucking course because they were cutting, basically digging holes in a golf course with their clubs. And after that, they went to a mini putt course where, as I messaged you about earlier, my God, I want to go there because they had fucking caimans, which for you laymen is little alligators. Like, it's a smaller species of alligator. And they were just walking around the course, like the mini putt course. And I was like, that's how fucking Happy Gilmore happens.
Yeah. Cayman.
Like,
oh, I thought you said cavemen.
No, not cavemen. Cayman.
I thought you meant cavemen,
No,
my dude.
dog,
I read the thing the wrong way. I'm like,
alligators.
oh, cool, they got cavemen. That's cool, you know?
Yeah, they unfroze some cavemen. Like Encino Man. I saw that.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Captain Caveman. Kind of shit.
It's the wish, somebody. No, they had live alligators living on the mini putt course, like in the little like water things that are around it, and like then they had one up on the green, and Ivar started threatening it. Because he was threatening to wrestle it.
Oh my gosh!
Because the alligator was staring down Ivar's turkey leg, which he was now holding another one of. And then just like last week, as they were getting kicked off the course, this lady who was running the course walks up and goes, "You guys need to leave." Now he's like, "You'd be in big trouble, but you are real cute." To Ivar, of all the four dudes standing there, she's crushing on Ivar too, just like that lady cop was, and lets them go with a pass. So Dawkins and Ford read their the scorecards, and they're like, so Viking Raiders 113 to and the Street Profits with 21, and the Raiders start cheering and being all happy, and they're like, high score, high score, high score. And then Montez Ford is like, no, stupid, lower score wins. And they're like, that's idiotic. So it's going to continue, by which I mean, I assume it continued on Monday with bowling this time. But
you're going to have to tune in to figure out.
I am going to. Yeah, exactly. And the reason for that is I still need to tune in and figure out.
That's good.
Yeah, I was more okay with this segment. I thought this segment of it had more jokes that landed well than the previous whatever you can do, I can do better things. But I still feel like it's fucking crazy what they're doing to the Viking Raiders image.
Yeah.
Like I get it, but like it just seems like such a blatant waste.
But I could say inadvertently, like, people from the street aren't usually seen as happy-go-lucky, giddy jokers. You know what I mean?
That's true. The Street Profits have always been happy-go-lucky and funny.
Yeah.
But then they also get serious and put it on motherfuckers regularly.
That's true.
They bring the smoke. They do that shit all the time. So like they're part of their whole, not even gimmick, but part of their whole essence is how they have fun being awesome and just badass athletes.
Yep.
So they're having fun doing it. Eric and Ivar have been like this unstoppable force. Almost unstoppable, other than when Seth and Murphy stole the tag titles that one time.
Teased them.
Huh?
They teased them.
Yeah. Yeah, they cheesed him up big time.
Speaking of Murphy and Austin Theory defeated Aleister Black and Humberto Carrillo.
Listen, Aleister, I love you, but that's what you get for teaming up with that chump. That's the loss you get, son. This was a good match, though. Like, it was a really good match. I love three of these people.
Oh, shit.
But when Aleister hit that the springboard moonsault and took both of those guys out was so perfect. Like, everything about it was perfect. The speed he hit him with, the timing at which he jumped, it was all just, it couldn't have been better. The ending was really interesting, too, because Rollins and Theory and Rollins had Theory and Murphy beat the living shit out of Carrillo, and were threatening to do the same thing to him as they did to Ray with the eye on the steps, which is a scary, brutal looking move. I've grown to love that because of how much it scares me watching them do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I cringe. I'm like,
I cringe every time.
I'm sitting there watching. I'm just like,
time.
and then I'm like, yeah, tell me this is fake, jerks.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't want to. No, I don't want to even see the pretend of it. Like, no, don't. It looks so brutal. It's amazing. And yeah, I love it. But so from what I heard, Seth, this is a little, a slight tease for next week, but I've heard that on Raw, Seth is teasing another new disciple entering the fray. I just want to remind everybody what I said last week on the show when I said Humberto Carrillo could be awesome if he goes badass and becomes a disciple of Seth Rollins.
I remember this.
I want to remind everybody that I said that last week.
I remember this.
And we'll see what happens next week.
We'll see what happens next week, ladies and gentlemen, as we go over Nia Jax defeating Natalya and Charlotte Flair to earn a Raw Women's title match at WWE Backlash.
Fuck yes. However,
y'all need to hire me to do some of your commercials and shit. You hear these voices?
Yeah. And I want to be, and I want to be very clear. Your selling of at WWE Backlash is what I was fuck yesing. I was not fuck yesing to Nia Jax earning the Raw Women's title match at WWE Backlash.
Okay.
If Nia Jax wins that title at Backlash, that's a bad move.
I'd say so because of what just happened to Kyrie.
Yes. And what's happened to a ton of other girls that she's been in the ring with.
But do you think she's intentionally... But, okay,
no,
here, let me be...
I don't think she's intentionally doing it.
Let me be the devil's advocate here.
Unintentionally doing it, which is worse.
Let me be... Okay. Because I was going to say, like, are you sure they're not saying something to her that's setting her off and saying, yeah, well, what about this? Boom.
I mean... So there's a couple things with that.
Okay, let me hear them.
If it is that, if Kyrie is saying fucked up shit to Nia, I'd have to hear what it is, but I would bet, judging by the stories I've heard of what kind of a person Kyrie is and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
That it probably wouldn't have been something that merited getting her head split in half on a steel step.
I'm not saying it did. Like
I would also argue that a bunch of the injuries that she's caused people with like concussions and other shit, probably not worth whatever those people. Once again, judging by anything that's been heard about those people backstage. Like, I can't remember a person who was one of the, like, people on the shit list, of, like, mean assholes backstage that's been injured by Nia. Nia seems to just be accidentally fucking up in moves regularly that lead to people getting injured.
Going so far back as to Becky.
Yeah.
Broke her face, literally.
There's literally, I have never heard a single bad thing said about Becky Lynch backstage. Like, of all the backstage stories you hear about Becky Lynch, it's all people saying what a sweetheart she is and how much everybody loves Becky.
All the more reason for someone not getting the shine to break her face.
Well, once again, that would be a thing where I'd say, that's not the person you put a belt on then. That's the person you fire.
Hey. It's you bring Brock back for that realism. How do you know Nia's not there for the same?
Because that's not what her thing has been. Like, I mean, the realism of Brock comes from the fact that he's a legitimate UFC heavyweight champion. Nia is there because she's part of one of the greatest wrestling family legacies of all time. And she's bringing a bad name on it if she's intentionally hurting people. She doesn't seem, and I would absolutely argue that it doesn't seem like she is hurting them intentionally, and that I don't know. I think I wouldn't insult her like that because I'd be afraid that she'd hurt me. I wouldn't go so far as to say she's a person who would be hurting people intentionally in the ring. It seems like it's accidents, which I understand accidents happen, but a lot of accidents happen with Nia. And I think she needs some retraining on her in-ring work.
Okay, all right.
Before you put the biggest women's title in the company on her.
Nothing wrong with that. All right. So we're going to move on to the Street Profits defeating Bobby Lashley and MVP by disqualification.
Yeah, I basically knew what the result of this was. The second MVP challenged the Street Profits to a match. I knew that they weren't going to go over. They technically won. It's a W in the record books, but it's not a they didn't look great getting stomped on at the end. I thought it was weird, but I also I love seeing the Street Profits in an actual wrestling ring for the first time in a month, so that was good. That was nice to see. Yeah. To get to see my boy Dawkins do his thing. Like,
they're getting double time now.
Yeah, exactly. I love, like, they're one of my favorite teams right now for sure. For sure. And not just in the company, like in all of like in AEW and any of the companies. I think they're one of the best.
I'm not gonna lie, I get caught up doing the dance when they come out.
Oh yeah, 100%. And like I can't not say who wants the smoke? We want the smoke. Whenever they fucking pull that shit, like, I love it, man. I love these motherfuckers.
Yeah, man.
So seeing them on TV as much as they have been that's just good shit. Like, that's perfect. I love that. I think they're both going to be massive fucking stars.
All right. And to close it all off, we got Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley had to be restrained by WWE Performance Center athletes.
Yeah, they had the Performance Center athletes acting as the pseudo crowd for events this week. And basically what happened here was Drew and Bobby would fight for 5 seconds. Then each of them would squash 3 NXT jobbers. Then they would fight each other for another 2 seconds. Then they would each fight another 3 NXT jobbers and squash them. And then that went on for a couple minutes. It was an interesting end to the night. It's definitely, I think this is all definitely good build for Bobby versus Drew, which I was starting to think they weren't going to get a good build to the match, but I'm invested. Like, I'm super down for this match. I think they're going to be pretty brutal with each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be something for real. Speaking of brutal, we had a brutal end to this NXT event that just happened on May 27th. So, let's jump right in.
What a great match.
Jump right into the... It's not COVID.
No, it's not. It's smoking.
It's piss smoke. Piss smoke. Alright, I gotta expand the menu so I can see all of the titles. And we will start with the one at the top, which is Drake Maverick defeats Kushida and Jake Atlas to win Group A and will face El Hijo del Fantasma for the interim NXT Cruiserweight title.
Yeah, love it. Drake is doing the best work of his career in this run. I haven't seen the results of the match of this week's NXT, but I did see that Drake has earned himself a new WWE contract.
Woo!
Rockstar Spud, baby. I'm so happy for him. This guy loves wrestling more than maybe anybody ever. Like, he just fucking loves wrestling. How many motherfuckers do you know that worked wrestling and worked a wrestling angle into their shoot, wedding, and honeymoon? Like,
yeah, that was dope.
This motherfucker got pinned for the 24/7 championship as he walked down the aisle to marry his gorgeous bride.
By Archie.
That is commitment.
That is, you know what I mean? That's probably why he got the contract, because they're like, this guy, maybe in a 5th wedding anniversary, it'll happen again or some shit.
Yeah, like, this guy is dedicated. He will do anything for this business. So, like, that's a guy you keep around, man. Like, that's what makes me so happy about this. He deserves that so much. And yeah, the way he won was dope too, because Kushida got Atlas in a armbar, and while he was in the armbar, Drake ran over and pinned Jake Atlas and got the 3 count.
But Jake Atlas was tapping out as the 2 count laid down, but the ref didn't see it.
Yeah, well, and you know what? Kushida took it like a man, and he came up to him, he congratulated him, and Drake said, if I win that title, he said, when I win that title, I want you to get the first shot. And fuck yeah, man, that's good shit. Like, that's great. That's great writing. It's great storytelling. Everything about this has been really goddamn good. And it's especially great writing and storytelling if Drake wins that title, and then Kushida just brutally fucking attacks him the second he wins.
That would sell it for sure. You know what
I'm saying? Like, if it's just immediate. Like, he comes down, he raises his hand, and while the arm's raised, he just jumps, flying armbar.
Oh my gosh. Into the arm. Just off the ropes, onto the arm.
Oh, just be fucking great, man.
Listen, WWE, we're talking some good shit right here. We're giving you some good shit. And it's outside of the box. It's things you ain't thinking of. You know why we know you ain't thinking of it? Because we ain't seen it yet.
Yeah. I want to start seeing Thili and Block for creative signs in the fucking crowd when crowds are back.
Straight up.
It would be hilarious if some NXT guy next week was holding a sign that said Thili and the Block for creative.
Wifeinger, tag the NXT roster. All of them.
You're gonna need multiple tweets. It'll be more than 250 characters for sure.
From Atlas all the way down to who's the last
Robert
one?
Stone.
To what?
I said even Robert Stone. Robert Stone seems like he can get shit done.
Yeah, man. From Atlas to Stone, Robert Stone. Thili and the Block for creative. Yes. All right. Now we got Johnny Gargano defeats Adrian Alanis in first ever Johnny Gargano Invitational.
Oh man, I really when this match started, I was like, I don't know if Johnny's gonna get out of this one. You know, that's Adrian Atlantis. Who's that? This guy might be a murderer for all I know. But no, he was a jobber. About a 45-second match. The highlight of this, though, was what happened immediately following that, which was his celebration with his poison pixie wife was interrupted by a nice little dinner party between Keith Lee and Mia Yim.
Keith Lee!
Keith Lee seems like he wanted nothing to do with anything.
Keith Lee is the man with
Keith
the
Lee
sauce.
is just hungry.
Keith Lee is just, yo, where's my food? Give me that food. I'm trying to eat.
Yeah.
Mia Yim invested in the whole thing.
His whole shtick was, yeah, and you're doing your thing. What, is there food? And then when the food shows up and there wasn't much left, he's like, where's the food? Like, he was, and also, why do my eyes hurt? This was a brilliant little segment. It perfectly mocked those creepy Johnny and Candace dinner things where all of a sudden it goes all black and white and their faces are, overexposed and there's just that weird effect on their voice and that weird sound at the beginning. I love how here, all of a sudden Mia Yim just pulls out a flashlight, you hear a fart sound, and then she turns the flashlight on. She's gonna fuck her. Starts imitating Candace. I'm Candace LeRae, and despite being in NXT for 25 years, I have no championships.
Oh, man.
And then Keith, her telling Keith to do it, and Keith's like, I don't know, that's pretty bright.
Great. The whole segment was funny. The whole segment was funny.
Mia Yim, it was played it so perfectly as like the girlfriend who wants to do something, wants to do a cute video with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend's just not playing along properly. Yep. Like she was doing that perfectly because she's like, just fucking do it, and like shoves the fucking flashlight into his chest.
Yep.
So good. And then even complete with a fucking perfect little cameo from Tegan Knox coming out and doing a really good New York accent. Like, to the point where I didn't think it was Tegan Knox because of the New York accent. Like, and she ate all of Keith's pizza. Which, poor Keith. There was only one piece left for him.
You know what I mean?
And he's a big boy. I ain't nearly Keith Lee's size. And I eat a whole medium myself, like.
Bro, like so I said, he only has 60 pounds on me. I don't know what Mia Yim was thinking ordering that small ass pizza in the first place, let alone trusting Tegan with the with the pizza that he brought over. And that was the other part, was Keith's reaction to Tegan just walking in. He's like, oh, okay, she has a key. Oh, man. Like, I might have to watch the whole segment after when we're done, because it was jokes.
I still have it downloaded. I'm rewatching that fucking segment. I guarantee it. It was brilliant. I'm gonna rewatch that segment, and then we'll get to it later. But I'm totally rewatching that fucking Mandy Rose Otis segment.
Oh man! All right, now we got Raquel Gonzalez defeating Shotzi Blackheart.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well, two newcomers for NXT, like relatively. These two are both going to be big players in this division too, because Raquel Gonzalez is a fucking savage. She's a beast.
Oh my god, she's huge.
Like she's doing the shit right, where everything looks brutal, but she's not injuring anyone. Like
write that down, Naya. Write that down.
Yeah, take a note. That's who should be helping her right now.
Maybe
is Raquel. Raquel should like do some sparring with Naya. And Shotzi is just killing it. Shotzi's a firecracker, isn't she?
Yo, my god, driving out in her tank and shit.
Oh, so dope. It's such a weird little thing to have, but I love it. Like, she just got this little, like, it's almost like one of those little kids' Porsches.
It is one of those little, it must be, like, they must have customized it or something.
Yeah, because, like, she's small, so I'd buy her fitting in it. But, like, holy shit, is it great where she's, like, just barely fitting into that little hole. She's just fucking driving a tank down to the fucking ring and ramming it into the steps. Like, she doesn't give a fuck. She never tries to stop. She never once has tried to stop that thing. She just smashes it into the side of the fucking... She's the most punk rock fucking bitch I've ever seen. I love it. I love it. She's such a savage. Shanti's a beast, too. I love her.
At first, I was just like, come on, chick, you're a little extra, man. Like, you're just, like,
right?
Come on. But then, like, I saw her in the match and she's doing some shit. I'm just like, okay. Well, all right, I can get with it.
The week before, when they did that little video package on her, when she was sitting on the real tank.
Yep.
I was like, and the way it was painted up, there was a split second for me where I was like, did she buy a tank?
Yep.
Because, like, I believe that she would.
That's her tank.
Is it really?
Yeah. From what I understood of the package.
See, but that's what I mean. Like, in kayfabe, it's for sure her tank.
Yeah.
But I mean, in real life, I'm like, I kind of believe that this chick would have saved up for years and fucking bought a busted up old tank.
It wouldn't surprise me, not with her attitude.
It wouldn't. And that's what did it for me. That's the thing where I really, like, because I already kind of liked her, but, like, that's where it clicked for me, where I was like, oh, shit, like, she's not even being extra. Like, this is her personality. That is who's this. Like, she's just like that. And it's awesome. Like, she's crazy.
Legit.
Oh, I want to see her on more tanks. I want her to get a Rusev entrance to WrestleMania one year. Like, instead of driving the little tank, I want her to just drive the full tank right into the ring and fucking crush it. It'd be fucking amazing.
Oh, man. That would be great.
Oh, so good. But yeah, these two are great. Dakota Guy came out. Sorry, not Tegan Knox. Dakota Kai, I guess, was the one who was doing the New York accent. I get those. Wait, is it? No, it's Tegan Knox. It is. They're both Australian, and they both used to do that Happy Sunshine gimmick, so I get them confused.
Oh, okay.
My apologies to both of them. Tegan Knox came out to fuck with Dakota Kai, who was trying to interfere. But then Candice LeRae decided, fuck that. How dare you deliver pizza in a skit making fun of me? And attacked Dakota Kai for, once again, a very small part in the skit. I don't understand that part. But yeah, it was a good match. And it helped build two feuds at once.
Yep. All right, speaking of feuds, we got the NXT Women's Champion Charlotte Flair and Chelsea Green defeating Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai.
Yes, Mrs. Ryder. I just want to say, just from the entrance that Chelsea Green did for the Charlotte Flair match, right?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, she is charismatic as all fuck. She is exactly another one of those perfect heels. Nothing likable about her as a character, like, you know, other than her wrestling ability. Mm-hmm. Like, she's a despicable person. But even more despicable, and God do I love him for it, is Robert Stone. Robert Stone is one of the most self-serving managers I've ever seen in wrestling, and it's perfect. Like, it's such perfection. As Chelsea's walking down the ring and he's right behind her, he goes, Chelsea Green and Charlotte Flair, the Queen and the Princess together, and it's because of me, Robert Stone, right into the camera.
Oh, man.
It was so hateable. I wanted to fucking punch my TV so bad.
Oh, my gosh, yo. Everything about him just makes me want to punch.
The glasses, the hair, the suit. With
the stance, the demeanor, the aura.
The button-up shirt down to his fucking belly button almost. The fucking, his stance that he stands with, with his chest out and his fucking ass in and shit. Like, he is a hateable prick.
Very.
And God damn it, is he good at that. Like, that dude, if Chelsea Green gets called up to main roster without him, like, if they pull a AOP and they leave the manager out, I'll riot. I will riot.
Get your gear ready, bro. No spoilers.
Like,
Oh.
wait, what?
No spoilers. We'll move to the next one. Adam Cole agreed to defend the NXT Championship against Velveteen Dream at NXT TakeOver in Yo House.
Yes, so good. What an amazing segment. It was just Adam Cole and William Regal just talking and making fun of each other, which, for my money, there's not a better way to spend 3 minutes on NXT than a FaceTime call between Adam Cole and William Regal. Those two are great.
Oh, man. All
just
right.
so good. But yeah, we're gonna get a match between them at In Your House, which In Your House is shaping up to be quite the takeover.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's this Saturday, right? Like
is it Saturday or Sunday?
Oh, I hope it's Sunday because the UFC 250 is on Saturday.
Today is the 4th. Tomorrow's the 5th.
Saturday's the 6th. Sunday's the 7th.
Boom! There you go. You got what you wanted. So did Tommaso Ciampa as he defeated Leon Ruff. Karrion Kross addressed Ciampa.
Yeah, and I want to say this about Leon Ruff. He is a jobber, but he could be a lot more. This guy is good, man. He's got some real speed to him. The agility he showed when he did like a triple jump between the ropes back and forth, and then dropped down and slid underneath Tommaso Ciampa's leg backwards in one fluid motion. That was fucking unbelievable. Like I had to rewind it a couple of times because like, wait a sec, like is that CG? Like how does that motherfucker do that?
Wow.
Homeboy broke physics.
Broke physics.
He broke physics, and then Tommaso Ciampa broke his face.
Yep.
Which, was expected, but the part that wasn't expected was, like I said, that first, like, maybe minute of the match, Leon Ruff did some cool shit there. That was dope. I hope we see him again on the show. Like, I hope he gets to start, like, the way he should. Like, actually, do smaller matches with not as well-known people that you have to lose to.
Put him against Adrian Alanis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, put him up against whoever that was.
The battle of the jobbers.
Yeah, exactly. The feud between Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa may be over, but the feud between their jobbers is not. But after he beat him, Scarlett watched the whole match from ringside very stoically and kind of creepily. And then she turned around to walk away. When she got to the top of the ramp, big black and white screen showed up of an ultra close-up of Killer Kross's face. And Killer Kross, he's coming for blood at TakeOver In Your House, because those two are going to put on a savage match. That's another one of those matches where I'm like, ooh, that's going to be stiff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those dudes don't hold back, and when they know the other person's okay with not holding back, they're gonna really not hold back.
All right.
Main event, baby.
Main event. We're looking to see that. Speaking of main event, Timothy Thatcher defeated Matt Riddle in the first NXT Fight Pit.
First things first.
Papa, Freaks on. Sorry, wrong show.
First things first. Big shout out to Anthony Showtime Pettis, because he got a big shout out in this match from Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle did the Showtime kick, and Morrow even called it the Showtime kick, which was dope. For anybody who doesn't know what that is, that's the kick that Matt Riddle did in this match where he jumped off the cage, like where he ran up the side of the cage and then jumped off and kicked him with the foot that he jumped off with. That's a Showtime kick. That kick was named that because Anthony Showtime Pettis, when he was in WEC back in the day, he had a fight where he ran up the side of the cage like it was the fucking Matrix. Like, ran along the side of it, jumped off, and fucked his opponent in the face, and almost knocked him unconscious. He finished him like 10 seconds later. but like it's one of the craziest moments in MMA history, and that was like a legitimate fight. And in this match, it looked like it did some damage because I was gonna ask you this on a message earlier, but I wanted to save it for the show. Shooter work. Tim's teeth and blood.
I think that was real, bro.
Right?
I think that was real.
It looked fucked up.
Cause it's like I've always seen him with his teeth as long as I've seen him, and he reached for them to pick them up.
He dropped them in fucking Kurt's hand.
So why would he pick them up if they weren't real?
I mean, for the storytelling, maybe, but like...
Yeah, but we're not... Like, come on now. As good as the WWE is, they're not that good.
It looks so real.
Like, his face was bloody.
Crazy.
His face was bloody, you know what I mean? His mouth was bloody. That looked like a legit... Like, they legit had a beef with each other, and they just settled it.
It kind of did. I think... Again, I do kind of think that if it was a shoot, that it was accidental. But... Holy fuck, did he boot fuck him in the face?
Yeah. 2 teeth, bro.
That was fucked up, man.
Because remember, it was real with Cesaro. Cesaro hit the pole.
Yeah, he did. That was bad. That was I don't want to think of that fucking one again. That was bad. He pushed his teeth right up into his fucking gums.
Oh. You had to have surgery for that shit. Oh.
Yeah, he became the Swiss cyborg.
Oh.
Oh, that was brutal.
It was.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that was fucked up. That one was fucked. Yeah. Cesaro, strangely enough, was definitely worse.
Yeah.
That motherfucker had to have like reconstructive surgery on that shit, and then wear a fucking mouthpiece during every promo, even for fucking months.
And
yeah, months. But yeah, this is a great match. He hit him like quite a few times, but then got caught in a rear naked choke. Original Bro went unconscious, but as it turned out, it was all for the better because our boy is getting a pay increase.
Yeah. Isn't he moving laterally to one of the shows?
Yeah, laterally, but the pay is not lateral. Let's not get it twisted. The pay is not lateral.
Yeah.
NXT stars are not making the same as SmackDown or Raw. Which I think might be part of the reason, now that I say that out loud, I think that might be part of the reason why Charlotte is on Raw and SmackDown more than she's on NXT still.
Would make sense. Especially since she is the queen.
Yeah, Io needs that belt.
Yeah, they need to put the belt on Io so she can come up next.
She's so savage.
Oh, man, okay. But as we go over the SmackDown results for May 29th, we'll talk about Sheamus winning the 10-man Battle Royal.
Yeah, so this was set up. They conveniently left out the way they started this episode, which was with a car accident that had happened out front of the Performance Center, where a car that very clearly had not been hit with any other car, it must have been like a single car thing, was on the curb with its hood halfway open, and a big half-drunk bottle of bourbon in the front seat. And Elias was on the ground, as if, I guess, saying that Elias... I think what they were saying was Elias had got hit. I thought they were saying originally that his car had got hit. Then, the camera goes around the corner. Jeff Hardy is being dragged out of a bush, seemingly drunk, seemingly having drunk the bourbon that was in the car and hit Elias, so he gets arrested. Big shout-outs, as me and you were talking about, big shout-outs to Jason Jordan and Jamie Noble. They got some screen time here. Yeah. They were saying, hey, is that necessary? And the police dragged Jeff away. After that, it went to the intro music, comes back, and Jamie Noble is not Jamie Noble. Who's the bald dude that's always backstage role? The kind of big, tall, jacked, bald guy. I usually know his name, but I can't remember it right now off the top of my head. My bad. But he's explaining to everybody that Jeff Hardy cannot compete because he's arrested. Elias cannot compete because he is hit by a car. So they're going to do a 10-man battle royal to see who will face Daniel Bryan, replacing Jeff Hardy. AJ Styles gets a free bye week to the finals, which I love because AJ Styles is like, nah, I'm not going to have that 10-man battle royal. You can do that. At the end of it, Daniel's walking away, and it's only Daniel and AJ left. And Daniel goes, this is going to be great. And AJ looks at him dead in the face, no hint of, like, joking around at all. Just looks at him so dry and goes, you really are a stupid idiot. And walks away.
Oh, man.
That was great. 10-man battle royal happens. Sheamus wins. It was almost won by Shorty G, which I thought we weren't calling him that anymore. I could have swore I read a news story that we weren't calling him that anymore, but here we are.
Apparently, heightism isn't a thing.
Yeah, apparently.
Heightism.
So, I think it's going to stop, though, because I feel like that's going to stop for, like, the Shorty G name, because I feel like when they reveal him and Mustafa to be the hackers, that will get some sort of switch up in that. Because he can't be an intimidating hacker named Shorty G. That's not happening. I won't allow it.
No.
And then, what else? Oh, yeah, so he almost won. He got screwed over by Cesaro and Shinsuke, and then it was our boy Sheamus with his first big win since he came back.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, and he was celebrating too.
Oh yeah, he was very happy. He was a very happy ginger.
Yeah. Sonya Deville versus Lacey Evans ends in a double countout.
Yep, this is a good match. And the double countout, I wasn't even mad at that finish because the reason it was a double countout was because they were just beating the living shit out of each other outside the ring. Like, they wouldn't stop fighting, so they both got disqualified, sort of thing. This is going to be a good feud because Sonya's MMA background and striking style with Lacey's the woman's right finish and her military combat background, I think that's a great mix.
Mm-hmm.
I also have to say that weird little graphic that they showed just before Lacey came out, how they do those 3D models in the air digitally, right?
Yeah.
The one they did of Lacey, never put that on TV again. That was horrifying.
What was it? I must have missed it.
It was just supposed to be Lacey, but the way it looked awful. It was terrifying.
Oh man.
I was not a fan at all.
Okay.
It was really just I don't know who designed it, but the skin of it just fucking creeped me out. Yeah.
All right. Now we got Sasha Banks defeating Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, Sasha Banks thrown under the bus by her girl Bailey once again, made to have another match that Bailey didn't want to deal with.
Nah. Isn't it funny now that it's Bailey doing that, though?
Yeah, I love it. No, I love it. It's great. And I said before, I hope that it's Bailey that stays heel.
Sit down. Don't tell me what to do.
How fucking great was that? How fucking great was that?
It was priceless.
Literally in tears. When
I
sent you that video, I can't overemphasize. I was not exaggerating when I said I was crying. Like I rewound that 4 times before I taped it to send you. Like, fuck me, was that good? She is a treasure.
Oh my gosh.
I love Nikki.
Nikki is. Oh man.
She's so fucking funny. She does so much good shit.
Yep. Yeah. And her accent, like, I like when she's angry and she's talking, it's just like, yo, man, like, yo, you need to get out the way because she about to fuck you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, Lee, okay, what we got next? We got Shorty G defeated Cesaro.
Yeah, it was a good match. It was another roll-up win, like 2 in a row, which always kind of bugs me. Like, I feel like there's no reason to double up on roll-up victories and putting them back-to-back. Like, if you're going to have 2 roll-up victories in a night, that's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. But right back-to-back is just weird. Beyond that, though, this roll-up was actually, I found, far more impressive, like far cooler, just because of how quick and fluid it was. Cesaro picked up Chad for a powerbomb. He picked him up so fast, almost like when Batista did it to John Cena, and they both got eliminated from the Royal Rumble at the same time.
Yeah.
He pulled him up so fast that he just went right into a flip-over roll-up.
Okay.
So yeah, that was really good.
All right. Don't
yeah,
miss.
that was awesome, and I think those two should have a good feud together.
Okay, now we got Daniel Bryan defeated Sheamus in the Intercontinental Championship Tournament semifinals.
Yeah, so Jeff Hardy showed up out of police custody, angrily stumbled down to the ring. Sheamus got distracted by that as he was about to land a brogue kick on Daniel. Daniel hit him with the flying knee to the face. 1, 2, 3. Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title. Couldn't be a better final. Literally, like, that's the best Intercontinental title match I could have hoped for right now, I think.
It's going to be something.
It's going to be great. But then, beyond that, afterwards, Jeff jumped immediately into the ring and started beating the shit out of Sheamus.
Yep.
So, clearly, Sheamus did all the things. Like, Sheamus is the one who hit Elias. Sheamus beat the fuck out of Jeff, poured bourbon all over him in the car, left it in there, made sure it was Jeff's rental, and, set him up. So, it's that's going to be a really interesting feud, I think.
Yep. The Brogue versus the Senton.
Yeah.
All right, so we wrapped that up in an hour and 27 minutes. What we got? What else we got? Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, AEW. We all mentioned, y'all. There you go. You got mentioned.
Yeah, they all got mentioned.
Y'all got mentioned.
I think, and 2/3 of those 3 are shut down right now, anyways. I believe.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Ring of Honor is not running right now, and I'm almost certain New Japan is also not running right now. I know for a fact AEW is running, and I'm still working my way through Double or Nothing. There's some goddamn good matches in there, and I will say this: Orange Cassidy of AEW, that kid, that dude's a star.
Yeah,
I don't think they have many stars over there, but he's a star.
They need to rotate that in the Z vector a little bit forward so we can see more of her face, and then delete the whole damn thing so we don't see it.
Yeah, doesn't it look like paper mache?
It doesn't look. Well, let's face it. It keeps shutting down after. Or was go on to my phone, just broadcast from my phone.
Yeah, true.
But I'm not sure if I'll get to keep the content. The file. So I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna try it out and I'm gonna see. I'm gonna do a test run and I'm gonna see. But we're back running. We're running back live again. So
So yeah, I mean the just so we can get over this before your computer shuts again. there is a UFC event this Saturday. Again, we are back on track with like weekly UFC here, and it's fucking awesome. Amanda Nunes defending her featherweight title against the Canadian Felicia Spencer. It's gonna be a badass fight.
Canada, stand up as I sit down.
Yeah, there's that fight's amazing. The co-main event is Rafael Assunção versus Cody Garbrandt. That's going to be an amazing fight as well. Cody Garbrandt has just started training with a new camp. He's now working with Mark Henry, not the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. New Jersey's Mark Henry, the white Italian Mark Henry. He is a great MMA coach, and the fact that Cody's working with him, I think, will fix the problems that have led to his last 3 straight losses. The only losses in his career, mind you, but 3 straight. Aljamain Sterling is fighting Corey Sandhagen at bantamweight. That's going to be a banger fight, and the winner of that will very likely get a chance at the bantamweight title next. And then, the start of that card, we got Neil Magny versus Anthony Rocco Martin at welterweight. Really good fight. The big show, though, we got Sean O'Malley versus Eddie Wineland at bantamweight at the beginning. Sean O'Malley, this kid is special. Like, he's a really special fighter. He's got a very interesting style. He's not traditionally trained in martial arts. He kind of just watched things growing up and taught himself. But he's 11-0 in MMA, including 3-0 in the UFC. He's like 25.
Okay.
Young
impression.
Yeah, he's a young kid. He's killing it. Big pothead too. Big pothead.
Deuce, my dude. Deuce.
But yeah, so that is this Saturday's pay-per-view is definitely one to be checking out. And then everybody, obviously, don't forget about Sunday being NXT TakeOver. The return of In Your House.
The return of In Your House.
Yeah, man. 90s babies will remember.
All right. So, yeah, we got this all done in less than an hour and 40 minutes. It's an hour and 32. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all tune in. This week we were a little late with the show. Thank you for tuning in, though. Tune in to the next show we got going on, which is the Tyrell Effect, where I should have a special guest in. And if I don't, I will have my ever so wonderful daughter, who has become my interim co-host. So, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. We got Tough Talks happening every week. We got Candid Conversations happening every Wednesday. We got Daddy-Daughter Time happening every week. Check us out. Add me on Facebook, facebook.com/David.Tyrell, or David the Block Tyrell on Facebook. At The Block Online on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Thili 905? Thili Canada 905?
On Twitter, give me 1 second, because I have a stupid Twitter handle. I gotta get a new one soon. I don't know why. I think I had to make a new Twitter at one point, and it just gave me a couple random letters for my fucking @ but I am at TJJHHKV.
TJJHHKV. At TJJHHKV.
Yeah.
That's
don't know
Thili.
why.
Yeah. We gotta get you a new one, bro.
I'm gonna make a new one.
Yeah, we gonna make a new one. So just keep that down for now, and just, it is what it is.
Don't follow that one.
Don't follow. All right. Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's about it for the review and the rundown. Y'all tune in next week for when we bring you this week in WWE and NXT and AEW, or this week in combat sports. And yeah. If nothing else, be safe and be wise. Make sure you get signatures of those who have similar ties to change that which you want to for the better, because that's the only way to be a true trendsetter. But wherever you're at and wherever you'll be, tune in to us for the 1, 2, 3.
Oh. wrote the ding ding ding.